The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. Prepared for radio in 13 episodes by Brian Sibley. With Ian Holm, Michael Hordern, Robert Stevens, Peter Woodthorpe and William Nighy. Episode 12, adapted by Brian Sibley, Mount Doom.
Now! On! On!
All hope is gone.
On!
Never say die, Mr. Frodo, sir. That's what my old gaffer would say if he were here.
Silence, slugs! On! On!
Come on, Mr. Frodo. Take my arm. I'll help you along.
I really can't take another step, Sam.
There's no need to, Mr. Frodo. Look, we're almost there.
Where?
Oh, I don't know. Wherever it is, we won't be walking.
Halt! I said halt! You slug! Now then, this here is Udun. And when we get inside the camp, you're to... Now then! What's all this?
It's them other orcs trying to push in front.
Wait your turn!
Get on and stop holding us up.
Don't you tell me what to do, you maggot-ridden bag of bile!
Who do you think you're talking to, you filthy flea-bitten donkey?
Get down, Mr. Frodo. Get down. Now, crawl. Come on, Mr. Frodo. We've got to crawl. Come on, Mr. Frodo. Come on. Yes, you can. One more crawl and we can get off the road.
Sam, please, just let me be.
No. Just a bit further. And then you can lie still. There.
When the grey light of morning came, Sam woke first and looked out upon the land. All was dreary, flat, and drab-hued. Far off, like a dark standing shadow, loomed the mountain. Smoke was pouring from it and floating in great rolling clouds down its sides to spread over the land.
It looks every step of 50 miles. And that'll take a week if it takes a day with Mr. Frodo as he is. Well, it's got to be faced, Sam Gamgee. We'll never come back. At best, our fruit will take us to our goal. And when we get there, we'll be alone, houseless, foodless, in the middle of a terrible desert. That was the job I felt I had to do when I started, to help Mr. Frodo to the last step and then die with him. Well, if that is the job, then I must do it. I wish Gandalf hadn't fallen in Moria. He would have done something.
Hello, Sam. Talking to yourself now?
Well, I was just thinking out loud, as you might say, Mr. Frodo. I've been having a look round, and there's nothing on the roads, and we'd best be getting away while there's a chance. Can you manage it?
I must.
An ever-approaching threat beat upon them as they went. The dreadful menace of the power that waited, brooding in deep thought and sleepless malice behind the dark veil about its throne. Over the city of Gondor there hung a great dread. There, alone in the garden of the Houses of Healing, walked Faramir with a heavy heart, looking out over the walls eastward.
My lord Faramir.
Lady Eowyn, why do you stir abroad? Should you not be resting? Is there something that you lack?
It is not lack of care that brings me to you. No houses could be fairer for those who desire to be healed. But I cannot lie in sloth, idle and caged. I looked for death in battle, but I have not died, and battle still goes on.
What would you have me do, lady?
I would have you bid them let me go.
I am myself in the keeping of the healers, nor have I yet taken up my authority in the city. But had I done so, I should still listen to their counsel and not cross their will in matters of healing.
But I do not desire healing. I wish to ride to war like my brother Éomer, or better, like Theoden the king, for he has both honor and peace.
It is too late, lady, to follow the captains, even if you had the strength. But death in battle may come to us all yet, willing or unwilling. You will be better prepared to face it in your own manner if, while there is still time, you do as the healers command.
But the healers would have me still lie abed. And my window does not look eastward.
That can be amended. If you will stay in this house in our care, lady, and take your rest, then you shall walk in this garden in the sun as you will, and you shall look east, whither all our hopes have gone. It would ease my care if you would speak to me, or walk at whiles with me.
How should I ease your care, my lord?
Would you have my plain answer?
I would.
Then, Eowyn of Rohan, I say to you that you are beautiful. In the valleys of our hills there are flowers fair and bright, and the maidens fairer still, but neither flower nor lady have I seen till now in Gondor so lovely and so sorrowful. It may be that only a few days are left ere darkness falls upon our world, and when it comes, I hope to face it steadily. But it would ease my heart if while the sun yet shines, I could see you still. For you and I have both passed under the wings of the shadow, and the same hand drew us back.
Alas, not me, lord. Shadow lies on me still. Look not to me for healing. I am a shield maiden, and my hand is ungentle. But I thank you for this at least, that I need not keep to my chamber. I will walk abroad by the grace of the steward of the city.
Eowyn walked back to the house, but Faramir for a long while walked alone in the garden, and his glance now strayed rather to the house than to the eastward walls. Frodo and Sam struggled on towards the mountain. Nearer and nearer it drew, looming blacker, like the oncoming wall of night at the last end of the world. In this way, 4 days passed, until dream and waking mingled uneasily. The air was ever murky, while out from the dark tower there crept the veils of shadow that Sauron wove about himself.
Oh, wake up, Master. Wake up, Master. It's time for another start. Come on.
I can't manage it, Sam. I've such a weight to carry. Such a weight.
But, well, then let me carry it a bit for you, Master. You know I would, and gladly, as long as I have any strength.
Get away from me! Don't touch me! It's mine!
Mr. Frodo!
No! No!
No, Sam. You must understand it is my burden and no one else can bear it. It's too late now, Sam. Dear Sam. You can't help me in that way again. I'm almost in its power now. I couldn't give it up. And if you tried to take it, I should go mad.
I understand. But I've been thinking, Mr. Frodo, there's other things we might do without. Well, why not lighten the load a bit? We're going to the mountain now, as straight as we can make it. It's no good taking anything we're not sure to need.
Huh? No, we shan't need much on that road. And at its end, nothing. Yeah, I shall be glad to be rid of all this. There. I'll be an orc, no more. I won't wear their armour, and I'll bear no weapon, fair or foul. Let them take me if they will.
Well, I don't know what I'm to part with, other than this orc stuff and my cooking gear. Well, I've carried it so far and through so much. Do you remember that bit of rabbit I cooked for us, Mr. Frodo? Just before we met Captain Faramir? No, I'm afraid not, Sam. At least I know that such things happen, but I cannot see them now. No taste of food, no feel of water, no sound of wind,
No memory of grass or flower. No image of moon or star are left to me. I am naked in the dark, Sam. And there is no veil between me and the wheel of fire. I begin to see it even with my waking eyes, and all else fades.
Well, then the sooner we're rid of it, the sooner to rest. And talking won't mend nothing.
Where are you going, Sam?
Well, I'm not leaving a sword around for Stinker to find. And he isn't going to mess with my pans. And if it's all got to go, then it's going down one of these crevices.
Bless you, Sam, hobbit of hobbits.
Are you asleep, Mr. Frodo? Mr. Frodo? Oh, well, Sam, we've done better than you expected. We've begun well, anyway. I reckon we crossed half the distance before we stopped. One more day'll do it.
Well, don't be a fool, Sam Gamgee. He won't go another day like that if he moves at all. And you can't go on much longer giving him all the water and most of the food.
Well, I can go on a good way, though, and I will.
Where to?
The mountain, of course. But what then?
Sam Gamgee, what then? When you get there, what are you going to do?
The cracks of doom. That is, if the Master knows how to find them, because I don't.
There you are. It's all quite useless. He said so himself. And you were a fool going on hoping and toiling. You could both have lain down and gone to sleep days ago. You'll die just the same, or worse. You might just as well lie down now and give it up. You'll never get to the top anyway.
I'll get there, and if I leave everything but my bones behind, I'll get there. And I'll carry Mr. Frodo up myself if it breaks my back and heart. So stop arguing. Oh, Mr. Frodo, what's going to become of us?
The last stage of their journey to Mount Doom came, and it was a torment greater than Sam had ever thought that he could bear. The air was full of fumes, breathing was painful and difficult, and a dizziness came over them.
It's all right, Mr. Frodo. I'll get you up again. And see, Mr. Frodo, we're at the mountain's foot at last. Oh, you're cold, sir. I didn't ought to have left my blanket behind. Would you like some elf bread? There's still some left.
I'm so parched, Sam. I couldn't even swallow it.
Well, we'll rest now and go on up in the morning.
Yes. All the hazards and perils are drawing together to a point now. Tomorrow will be a day of doom. A day of final effort or disaster. The last gasp.
Now for it. Now for the last gasp. What are you doing, Mr. Frodo?
I must crawl there.
No! No! I said I'd carry him if it broke my back, and I will. Come on, Mr. Frodo. I can't carry it for you, but I can carry you and it as well. So up you get. Now then, Mr. Frodo, dear. Sam will give you a ride. Put your arms around my neck. That's the way. And now, up with you. There. It's all right now. Why, bless me, Mr. Frodo, if you weighs no more than a hobbit child I might give a piggyback to. Back home in the Shire.
How far is there to go?
Oh, I don't know, Mr. Frodo, because I don't know where we're going, except up. And up we go. Well, so that wasn't a bad effort. Oh, we've still got a good way to go. It's all right, Mr. Frodo. I'm just getting second wind. Oh, look.
What is it?
The path. See? Winding round the mountain. Oh, it might have been put there on purpose. But if it wasn't there, I'd have to say I was beaten in the end. But as it is, I think we'll conquer this mountain yet.
I'll crawl there, Sam. It's not far.
Are you sure, Mr. Frodo?
Yes, Sam. I think I can crawl that far.
So, foot by foot, like small grey insects, they crawled up the slope until they came to the path, and found that it was broad and paved with broken rubble and beaten ash. Frodo clambered onto it, and then, as if by some compulsion, turned to face the east, where he saw, rising blacker and darker than the vast shades among which it stood, the cruel pinnacles and iron crown of the topmost tower of Barad-dûr. And from some great window, immeasurably high, there stabbed forth a flame of red, the flicker of a piercing eye.
The eye. The eye. Help me, Sam. Help me, Sam. Hold my hand. It will make me take out the ring. I can't stop it.
Oh, no, there. It's all right. So, he spotted us. It's all up, or soon will be. Well, Sam, lad, this is the end of the ends.
But the eye was not turned to them. It was gazing north, to where the captains of the West stood at bay.
Still, the enemy makes no sign, Gandalf.
No, Aragorn. And we will wait no longer. We will go to the Black Gate, and we will summon him. You and I will go together, Aragorn, and with us shall come Éomer of Rohan, Legolas the elf, Gimli the dwarf, and Peregrine the halfling. For all the enemies of Mordor should have a witness. Come.
If only I might do something brave enough to draw level with old Merry. Still, I would rather he had been well enough to have come. It's very lonely being the only hobbit among so many fine and brave people.
Come forth! Let the Lord of the Black Land come forth!
The King of Gondor calls you forth!
I am the mouth of Sauron. Is there any in this rout with authority to treat with me, or indeed with which to understand me? Not thou, at least, self-styled King of Gondor.
I am Aragorn, son of Arathorn, and wear the blade once borne by Isildur against the Dark Lord you claim to speak for.
I am a herald and ambassador, and may not be assailed.
Where such laws hold, it is also the custom for ambassadors to use less insolence.
So, then thou art the spokesman, old greybeard. Have we not heard of thee at Wilds, and of thy wanderings, ever hatching plots and mischief at a safe distance?
I am Gandalf the White.
Well, Master Gandalf, this time thou hast stuck out thy nose too far, and thou shalt see what comes to him who sets his foolish webs before the feet of Sauron the Great.
Come to your message, if message you have for us.
I have tokens that I was bidden to show to thee in especial, if thou shouldst dare to come.
What tokens?
Allow me to show them to you. A sword, a grey cloak with an elvish brooch, and a coat of silver mail.
Silence.
So, you have yet another of these imps with you. What use you find in them, I cannot guess. But to send them as spies into Mordor is beyond even your accustomed folly. Still, I thank him. For it is plain that this brat at least has seen these tokens before, and it would be vain for you to deny them now.
I do not wish to deny them. Indeed, I know them all and all their history, and despite your scorn, foul mouth of Sauron, you cannot say as much.
Dwarf coat, elf cloak, blade of the downfallen west, and spy from the little ratland of the Shire. These are the marks of a conspiracy.
Why do you bring them here?
Maybe he that bore these things was a creature that you would not grieve to lose. And maybe otherwise. One dear to you, perhaps. Good. Good. He was dear to you, I see. Or else his errand was one that you did not wish to fail. It has. And now he shall endure the slow torment of years, as long and slow as our arts in the great tower can contrive, and never be released, unless, maybe, when he is changed and broken, so that he may come to you, and you shall see what you have done. This shall surely be, unless you accept my lord's terms.
Name the terms.
These are the terms. The rabble of Gondor and its deluded allies shall withdraw at once beyond the river Anduin. First, taking oaths never again to assail Sauron the Great in arms, open or secret. All lands east of the river shall be Sauron's forever, solely. West of the Anduin, as far as the Misty Mountains and the Gap of Rohan, shall be tributary to Mordor, and men there shall bear no weapons, but shall have leave to govern their own affairs. But they shall help to rebuild Isengard, which they have wantonly destroyed. And that shall be Sauron's. And there his lieutenant shall dwell. Not Saruman, but one more worthy of trust.
Is it Sauron's new lieutenant that speaks with me now?
That is not a matter which concerns you, Greybeard.
If you are to be the new tyrant of Isengard, and we your slaves, it concerns us greatly.
I have named the terms.
If indeed we rated this prisoner so high, what surety have we that Sauron, the base master of treachery, will keep his part? Where is the prisoner? Let him be brought forth and yielded to us, and then we will consider these demands.
Do not bandy words in your insolence with the mouth of Sauron. Surety you crave? Sauron gives none. If you sue for his clemency, you must first do his bidding. These are his terms. Take them, or leave them.
These tokens we will take. These we will take in memory of our friend. But as for your terms, we reject them utterly. Get you gone, for your embassy is over and death is near to you. We did not come here to waste words in treating with Sauron, faithless and accursed, still less with one of his slaves. Be gone!
But Gandalf, Frodo...
The mouth of Sauron may lie. The trap is sprung. We are surrounded by the whole host of Mordor, and we must fight.
Come, Master. We're here. Well, let us try and finish your task.
Yes. Yes, Sam, it's all right now. The eye has looked away. But for a moment, I almost took out the ring and... Sam, look out!
Take that, snake! Hey! Now, wicked master! Wicked master cheats his sweet... Gollum. He mustn't go that way. He mustn't hurt precious. Give it to me. Oh, yes. Give it to us. Never, Smeagol. Never. Never is it, master.
nasty hobbitses doesn't realize how long never is. Oh! Down! Down! Down, you creeping thing! And out of my path. Begone, and trouble me no more. If you touch me ever again, you will be cast into the fire of doom yourself. Look
out, Master! He'll spring! Quick, Mr. Frodo, go on! There's no time to lose!
Yes.
I'll deal with him!
I must go.
Go
Farewell,
on!
Sam. This is the end of ends. On Mount Doom, doom shall fall. Farewell.
Now, at last I can deal with you. Don't kill us! Let us live!
Remember Gandalf's words. Gollum may yet have some part to play for good or ill.
Oh, curse you, you stinking thing! Go away! Be off! I don't trust you, not as far as I could kick you, but be off! Or I shall hurt you, yes, with nasty, cruel steel. Good hobbit. Go on! Nice hobbit. Go on! Yes. We do. Frodo! Oh, Master! Mr. Frodo!